What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video. And today we are here for some more Shazoo social races. This is the last video I'm going to do on these because there was 3 events they did when there was a break of league racing, and this is the final event. There's 3 races, 25% random grids, and for the first race here at France, we have been a little bit screwed with the random grid. We're in P15. 25% of course, we're on the medium, default setup, you can use preset, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but we got the 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go. We get a okay start. I wouldn't say it's great, I wouldn't say it's bad. Hold position nicely, we have a little look to the outside, get around past one car, but then there's a little bit of an instant and we
No, surely I've got damage.
we just get involved, unfortunately, and we somehow didn't get damaged. We kind of got hit into, I think it's bushy ants in front of us from behind, but we do make up a few more positions here, going into the end of the first sector. It's a really tricky part of the track, this. You've got to make sure you nail the line, otherwise you're just going to lose a lot of time. So back into P15, so it could have gone worse, we could have got damage, but luckily we don't. As we got a car behind us trying to have a little look, but we don't allow that to happen. This is a Ferrari who goes off the track there at the middle chicane. And at the moment we just got to try and get through the cars as quickly as we can. We're not going to win probably because we're towards the back and we had that incident, of course. But let's just see if we can see how many positions we can make. There's a lot of quick guys, like people like JD in front of us. That we can have a nice battle with, for example. There's a Mercedes of Linus goes up the inside. I think that's the Ferrari of Stabby Boy, as he keeps it off the road. But yeah, it's not been a great start. There's a little bit of an instant up in front, so we gain another position.
Oh my god!
And Stabby Boy goes for the move, and I was not expecting that. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you like, subscribe, maybe even turn post notifications on. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, so I'm in a party with Langman 17, like before, so some of you might know him, OG League Racer. I stream this, of course, over on my Twitch. Check that out, description below. I should be streaming most Fridays from now on because TRL is starting up soon. Fridays about 8, so check that out there. One thing is to mention is the audio levels weren't quite right for this race. Langman's audio was quite high compared to mine. I still got a few things to tweak. But yeah, for the videos like this, just put in the comments below if you prefer to hear like live reactions and stuff, or you just want the gameplay and me commentate over it, or you'd like to hear kind of what I'm thinking at the time. So yeah, as we've got a Cogno on inside who we give room and they just go into us, which was interesting. There's not really anything we could have done to avoid that. We gave them a lot of space. But yeah, we're still in P14, which isn't great. I really want to be making up a few more positions than this.
It's just a massive slipstream train at the back.
As there's a bit of a battle going on in front of us between Shazoo, a Cindery, and Stabby Boy again. But here we break quite late.
What the fuck?
And I thought I was going to hit the Renault in front of me, so I had to go a bit deeper. Not turn for the corner basically, and we get tagged from behind, so we've lost even more time. We're now at over a second behind.
I think everyone's on increased top speed.
So yeah, that's not great, but by the end of the next lap we have caught up to the Renault again, as he goes a little bit deep into this corner and compromises the final corner. So we have a little look, but no more than a look, but this will set up the main straight quite nicely. We use the overtake a bit, we get up the inside. Looks at this stage like it's going to be an easy move, but he's got a bit more straight line speed than us. We go up the inside, he's still side by side of us, and we get pushed off the track, which is not great, but then he doesn't give us any room, and we get hit again.
He's still like barging into me? No.
And at the time I was a little bit confused what was going on there, but yeah, it wasn't anything too outrageous.
So like 15th?
But we are now into 13th place, which again doesn't sound great, but we're using our overtake here, and hopefully we're going to try and get past the Ferrari in front of us. But he's also seemed to be using his overtaker. We're just not really in a position to dive bomb, are we? No, we can't go for it yet, so we're going to maybe have to try and set it up for this next section of the track, as we get quite a nice exit. We use our overtake, and we fly on by, and now we're into P12, so only a few more positions until we're really kind of in the thick of it. So we need to try and minimise the time loss really now. As on the next lap we have caught up to Ian Boy and the McLaren, and once again we just need to try and get past him without losing as little time as possible. Pop it into overtake, opening up the DRS now, and this should be a relatively easy move. He doesn't fight it, and yeah, we're up into now P10, so we're going to score a point if it all stays like this.
Oh, I've hit it.
But now moving on to the end of the lap, we go into the
Jody's pit
pits,
as
we
well.
put on the pit limiter, we accelerate.
This game. Wait, what? I've got a stop-go penalty for being on the limiter. What? Like I went below 37.
Did you nail it?
No, I went below the limiter. Yeah. Put the pit limiter on. Yeah, sped up to 37 and it went 38. I cannot be. Nah, that's a clip.
And as you can see there,
Oh,
I was
GG,
kind of
you know,
losing my head a bit,
correctly.
because I've put the pit limiter on and
you
it's
dropped
made me
mine.
go over the limit, and I've got a penalty for that, which is quite ridiculous. So I now know I won't be doing that in any league races. I'll just make sure I'm a lot under the speed. Yeah, you can go watch that back if you want. You can see I put the pit limiter on, accelerated, and it accelerated me over 37 to 38. And I got a penalty, so that's a bit ridiculous. But now moving on to lap 10, we had Limitless behind us, who I believe he got held in the pits a bit more than we did. Now he's going to go for a move into this flat-out right-hander, and we're not going to fight it too much just yet because our ERS is quite low, and preferably I'd like to save a little bit behind him. And moving on to lap 12 now, we are still right behind him, and this is going to be the fight basically for about P9, and between us two. And with our penalty, I mean, I know we had a penalty, but it was ridiculous, so yeah, no words about that penalty. But we decide to have a little go, Limitless defends the inside. We think about going up the inside, but then decide not to, go to the outside, and we just go straight round the outside, and that is a beautiful move into P9. But Limitless does get the switch back on us, and we are now going to potentially go side by side back into the fast right-hander again. But with the inside line, we should get the position. Limitless does have a little look down the inside. We thought the position was made, but he is now on the inside of us. Can we hold it around the inside? He run out around the outside. He seems to have the position. We dive it back up the inside. We get it nicely stopped. We leave him just enough space, and the position is ours. But we are going on to the final lap of this race now, and DRS is a thing, and he is right behind us. So luckily we've got enough ERS to at least fight with. It's just going to be close to see whichever one of us gets the position, as he is right behind us. But you can see there he just closed his DRS because he knows that he doesn't want to pass here. He wants the DRS on the main straight, because that's really where you get the advantage. So we just now need to try and put a worldy first sector in. As we're doing it okay. I wouldn't say it was brilliant, but it was hooked up quite nicely on the preset setup. As we get a nice exit using the overtake straight away, and instantly darting to the left hand side to try and break any slipstream possible. Using a lot of our overtake here, and as you can see, I probably should have taken it off a bit earlier. He doesn't have the same straight line speed that we thought he would, but now we just need to do the chicane very nicely, and it's quite nice. The exit's decent. There's a bit of a gap. We're starting to run low on ERS, and JD put it up in overtake, of course, now, and he has a little bit more ERS than us, and he's starting to gain the slipstream. He's starting to gain. We defend the inside. He has a look around the outside, no more than the look, but he's still there on the outside. But with the inside line, we defend that nicely, and then but he is still there, so we have to defend again into this corner. He has a little look around the outside, but again, no more than the look. And that should be the position. We should just about hold on. We use a bit more of our ERS. The tyre wasn't great at this stage of the race. Covering the inside a bit into the corner, into the final corner. And we do indeed get P9 on the road. And I'm not really sure where that would have been without the penalty. I think it would have been P7 from 15th and below, so I think it was alright. But here we're at Austria, and it's a wet race, and this is where I've made a mistake for this race. I was on increased top speed, but for some reason I
I'm
thought
sure
it
we're
max
gonna put in
downforce.
half a lap of
I looked at
fuel.
the setup. I thought for some reason it would be good because it's raining,
Maybe
but
a
it's
lap.
only into
Right.
conditions,
I
which
didn't
is
change the
key.
fuel. Oh,
And as you can hear, I didn't
wait,
change the
wait,
fuel.
No stop.
But we got the 5 lights
yeah.
again. And it's lights out and away we go. We do actually start P4 for this race, so it was a lot better than last time. Again, as I just said, on the max downforce setup, not on the increased top speed, which you'll soon see was the wrong decision completely. Not too bad to the point where we're going to be last, but to fight for the win is going to be quite difficult, as we do get past Mulder, and I believe it was a Red Bull with Kieran, I'm not too sure. Still side by side with Mulder, but he just goes a little bit too deep to make the corner, and we do get the corner. We do get the position into the corner, and now we are behind Jakey B. You lot should know him by now. And
I don't know what's happening.
it'd be interesting to see if I could keep with him at this stage, but we've gone to lap 10 now. You can clearly see we didn't do that. The gap's just under 4 seconds. And this is going to be something I'm going to demonstrate. You can see the gap is just about under 3.9. It's about 3.9 crossing the line. Now I want you to see this gap at the end of the first sector. So we do turn 1, I'd say pretty well. Straight into Rich, and it was 3.9 crossing the line. It's now 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4 seconds in one sector. So that's half a second lost in the first sector alone. I think that just kind of shows how we just couldn't fight with him. Mainly because I was just stupid and went on the wrong
This
setup.
commentator, man.
And
What's the
as
point?
Langman has a little bit of a
rant
rant about the commentator. But yeah, I just thought it would be alright. But now we've got Ron Har behind us, and I'm going to try and defend as best as we can, but just remember we don't have the straight line speed. Saying that we leave the door open, as he does go for it. And he gets his nose alongside us, but we just do get the better traction.
I'm using like a second a lap with this yellow.
Out of turn 3. Now we're using literally everything in our ERS department. He's still alongside. He's gaining because of the straight line speed advantage. And he may get the move done. He looks to be ahead, but we just hang it around the outside in the wet conditions. And we just about get the position done, but it kind of feels like we're fighting a losing battle. He's going to get us at some stage. He's so much quicker, just because he's so much quicker in Sector 1. And on the next lap, you can see he's still right behind us, and I think this is a good demonstration. We used a bit of our overtake to get a gap. We're using more of it now. But no DRS or anything, and he just absolutely flies by, and I can't send it up the inside there. We'll go straight on, make contact, and that's not what it's about. So at the end of the race now, I got a few penalties because I was just overdriving, because I was annoyed that I screwed myself with the setup. But at least we come home P3, so it's an improvement on the last one. But now at Monza, I think you can quite clearly see we are inside someone, and I would say the 5 lights are on, but that car inside us has completely put me off, and I forgot there wasn't a formation lap. For some reason it wasn't in this race or the last one, but there was in the first one. So we've lost a load of positions, and we have still gone into the back of someone who was just not moving at turn 1. Luckily we don't have any damage. But yeah, that was really weird, the fact there was a car inside me at the start of the race. And
there's a car.
No! Oh,
JD,
we just about avoid all the cars somehow. As we now go around the outside of the Red Bull, but that was really quite... it was almost a throwback, because you used to get that glitch on like F1 2018, for example. Or even 2017 you used to get that glitch, so I haven't seen it for quite a while, so I was quite surprised to see it, and especially to be involved in it. But here we go, we're in P14, and there is a gaggle of cars in front of us. We are going round, well, down the inside technically of all of them, and we have made up about 4 or 5 positions there, just in one straight, and that was opportunistic at its best. It kind of reminds me of Lewis Hamilton Bahrain 2018, where he got past a gaggle of cars. But moving on, we have pitted. We're behind Ron Har, behind Dark Killer. And I was using the maximum top speed setup here, which I don't think was great, because in the middle sector it was bad, but it's not as big of a disadvantage as it was in Austria. I think the increased top speed was probably the one to go with.
I really want to catch here in UK.
But Ron Har went down the inside of Dark Killer, and now we're going to have to try and have a run. We've got no ERS to fight with, but Dark Killer doesn't have the DRS, so we're going to have that advantage on him, and we do get up the inside into turn 1. Does he have a little look on the outside? He does, but he's not going to have anything more than a look. And we're now into P8 from basically starting last, because well, we were last by the start finish line. So yeah, that was that for that race. We let Ron Hart stupidly just get away out of our DRS, and then I just started overdriving again because I wasn't going to get back in. Just because I feel like the increased top speed was the way to go. But we do get P4 in the end. We didn't really overtake any other cars. There was just cars pitting.
I don't know about the first one.
But
Ron
that
Hart with the
is
first one.
that for the Shazoo social races on this game, or at least for now. So that is the results of the final race. Linus won, Ron Hart second, Jakey third, us fourth, JD fifth from the back as well because he spun at the start, remember. So I think it was a decent event. Not as probably good as the first one at like Spa, etc. That was really good, where we won and came second the race before. But yeah, remember guys, TSRL on Fridays at 8. I should probably be streaming on Twitch. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.